All right, folks, I'm back again, and I have an update as far as future content from Discord. At this point, I no longer intend to bring any more content by way of Discord. A couple of reasons being is that, first, the nonsense on that platform. There's an individual by the name of Poster Coaster, I believe. I agree with him when he said that individuals on there are immature kids. A lot of them, probably the age group, they're probably in high school or whatnot. They're not really on there serious at all. They don't really take many topics serious. They like to run from questions when I ask them questions. And a lot of them are just playing games. And a lot of them like to just joke when you're trying to have a serious debate or discussion. You just want to post silly images, and they're just kids and a bunch of jokes. So the next reason is I believe there's discrimination going on that platform. A few months back, I was a moderator, or a few months back, I applied to be a moderator, and the person I did training with gave me mod control, for the debates that they have there on the stage. So I had mod control for a few months. And I believe it was probably a week or the week before that ago that I noticed my mod control was gone. And I contacted an individual that is the main or head moderator. He's been probably a moderator on a platform for a while. So I asked the person, I said, what happened to my mod control? And the person comes back saying, you were never a moderator, you're not a moderator. And I had to pull the receipts because I have evidence that I took the training. I had the name of the other moderator that gave me the mod control. And the person comes back and say, that person doesn't do moderator training or doesn't set any of that up. And so I just put in a ticket, and the ticket was to apply to get my moderation control back. Then I get a message back from the person I contacted and saying, person said you were a stage host. Okay, stage host, moderate. What does a stage host do but moderate? I believe the person didn't want to admit that the person was wrong and made a mistake. Didn't know what he was talking about. And so, long story short, my moderator controls were taken away because the number of debates had dropped or reduced. So there was no need for me to have a moderator control. And there are other moderators that probably applied around the same time that I did, or they went through the same process, but I noticed they're still moderators. So with the fact that I hold certain views and argue certain things on that platform that are not liberal and more so conservative, I believe with that and with me saying certain things, I think there was some discrimination there because it was totally unnecessary to move moderation control. What does it cost, or what is the expense of me maintaining the moderation control? It was completely unnecessary. Just because the number of debates reduce, I mean, they could pick back up again. So why not just leave the moderation control the way it is? It's not getting in the way of anything. So I think that was a deliberate, discriminatory move on their part. So at this point, for all that and for what it's worth, there's no substance on the platform. A person introduced me to that platform, and I had the first live debate on it. But as of lately, I have not brought any content to any other social media platform from Discord, because it's just not that much substance. So there are some YouTube channels that I may visit where they may have discussions with atheists, and I will vet those platforms to see if it's of any substance value to entertain those type of interactions, and to go on and see what kind of case that the atheist makes, such as the atheist that made the claim that the biblical scriptures are false, and the atheist totally refuted himself. So that could be coming in the future, but as far as Discord, it's just I never really saw Discord as a long-term activity or place for me to get involved with anyway. So that's where it is with that. Peace be.